Every time anybody asks me, tell the story, I feel it's my absolute duty. I have to tell that it's possible to make a difference. 8 years ago, I was a refugee leaving Denmark for Sweden because of my Jewish background.
Prior to the war, the Jewish population of Denmark was 0.2%, approximately 7,500 people.
The Jewish population in Denmark did not live in special areas of the city. They were more integrated in the Danish society. Denmark was occupied on the 9th of April 1940. The Danish government entered into something called a cooperation government rather than being ruled by the Germans.
They felt that Denmark was an Aryan nation like themselves, and they wanted to be friendly towards them until 1943.
I wrote in my 11-year-old language, lately the Jewish question has come up here in Denmark, and we have to flee to Sweden as fast as possible. That was the first mention in my diary.
There was news of roundups that were going to be held, that Jews were going to be detained and transported to Theresienstadt. The community got together and made this very important choice to be upstanders. They hid their Jewish friends and neighbors, and then eventually devised a plan to get them across the water to Sweden using fishing boats.
It took place the whole month because, of course, the Germans patrolled the coastal cities, and then you'd have to go back in hiding and wait for the next day. And the longer you waited, the more chance you had to be discovered.
In the middle of the night, one of our friends came running in saying, the Gestapo is here. Get out. Hide. We took bicycles up north. We took a train further north. And every day, we were helped by my father's friends, most of them in the resistance. We got into this fisher boat, around 12 persons, and we were stowed in the bottom of the boat. We were all lying down, very quiet. And after all this, we arrived in Sweden, and out there was a uniformed lady, and she said, "Welcome to Sweden. Do you want a piece of chocolate?" Since that day, somehow Sweden, to me, has been equivalent with freedom, openness, peace. We left Sweden a month after Denmark was liberated. We returned to our own house, and our old lady who worked for us, she cleaned up the whole house and put it back, so when we arrived, it was as if we had left the day before. You see a collective goodness in a population. We took it as a natural thing that they helped us. Only later did I understand that they had been risking their lives.
People who rescued others during the Holocaust did it out of just a sense of duty, that you are part of humanity and that you are to help people in trouble. Having the Danish rescue boat here gives people the vision of what that means.
The first thing that I noticed was that the deck was rotted to the point where you really couldn't walk on it. I worked up a proposal that we would do it strictly with volunteer help. People want to do good things when they hear about the story. The boat stands as a lasting reminder of the efforts that the Danish people experienced in order to save their friends and neighbors.
It was important to keep the rail car and the boat near each other because we realized what a powerful effect it had on people. It presents such an interesting way to look at choices.
This idea of being able to balance the rail car with all the horror that it represents with this boat You want people to know that there was a nation that said, no, we don't do this.
The Danish rescue operation of 80 years ago is still very relevant today. Coming together, taking an active role as a citizen, these are very important lessons to the world today.